Last class, we talked about vertical transformations. Really, it was like 2 classes ago. We talked about vertical transformations. So we talked about that if we had x squared plus a number, my parabola was going to shift up. If I had x squared minus a number, my parabola was going to shift down. If I have a number greater than 1 multiplied by x squared, then my parabola is going to stretch and it will get narrower. If I have a number right before x squared that is a fraction, my parabola is going to compress or get wider. Okay? Today we're going to talk about horizontal changes. And one thing I really want you to notice is on this paper at the top, it says opposite in parentheses. That tells me everything in inside the parentheses is opposite, and that's what we're going to see today. So go ahead and fold this paper in half. Okay. All right, and everything we're talking about today is going to be horizontal. Everything will be horizontal. All right, and if you notice, everything that's in the parentheses is opposite. That tells me if it's inside the parentheses, it is both horizontal and opposite. Basically, horizontal, everything inside the parentheses is kind of like a liar. Everything will be the opposite. So we're going to start here. G of b times x. It says sine of b, if b is less than 0, that would mean it's negative. We say it's going to have a reflection across the y-axis. It's going to have a reflection across the y-axis. Now the value of b, if b is somewhere between 0 and 1, meaning it's like a fraction or a decimal, that means it's going to be a horizontal stretch. And it's actually going to be getting wider. Okay, let me show you. So it's a horizontal stretch and it's going to be getting wider. So before, when I looked at my balloon, I was looking at it vertically. Now I want to look at it horizontally. If I want to stretch my balloon, notice it's getting wider. Okay? If b is greater than 1, it's actually a horizontal shrink or compression. Either one works. And we say it's getting narrower. So now I want to take my balloon, and if I'm having a horizontal shrink or compression, that means I'm going to push on it horizontally, and it's getting narrower than my balloon was before. So horizontal shrink, horizontal stretch, horizontal shrink, and horizontal stretch. Okay, the next part I think is a little bit easier. So I have g of x plus or minus c. So this says that if c is greater than 0, that means I'm using plus c. That's like x plus c. I'm going to have a horizontal translation. All right, very similar to what we've done before, except for this time it's going to move horizontally. So that means like to the left and to the right. Okay, because it's plus c, remember we say everything inside the parentheses is opposite. So that means instead of moving to the right, it's actually going to move to the left. All right, and then the same down here. If c is less than 0, that means I have a minus c. So that's like x minus c. I have another horizontal translation. But it's going to go to the right.